has a good reputation for smartwatches, so it's a good place to start if you're looking for a Wear OS watch. The Fossil Gen 5 is the most recent addition to the lineup. That doesn't mean it's flawless, it's missing a few minor features that would make it an absolute must-have. But for basic all-purpose usage, it's a compelling option for Android users. The Fossil Gen 5 has been out for a few years, but its solid physical design and Wear OS software make it a decent wearable that you can probably acquire for less now that it's been out for a while. During Amazon Prime Day 2021, when several Wear OS devices are likely to be on sale, the Fossil Gen 5 might be even cheaper. See how this venerable design is regarded in 2021 by reading our review. Here's our comprehensive review of the Fossil Gen 5 smartwatch, including what works and what doesn't. Price and availability of Fossil Gen 5 at £279, $295, $499 Australian dollars. It's a steal. There are several strap variations available. It's available in a variety of colors. The Fossil Gen 5 is available in a few distinct variations and seems to be right for price decreases in the future. The Fossil Gen 5 Carlisle HR we tested came with a black silicone band, but it's also available with a brown leather strap or a stainless steel strap for the same price. The Fossil Gen 5 Carlisle HR is designed for men, but there's also the Juliana HR, which is more feminine in style. In all circumstances, you may remove the 22mm strap and replace it with any other similarly sized strap you have on hand. The Fossil Gen 5 is an appealing alternative for fashionable tech aficionados right away. It is now available in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia for £279 in the United Kingdom, $295 in the United States, and $499 Australian dollars in Australia. Design. Stylishly understated design and large display. Straps are simple to adjust. The Fossil Gen 5 fits in excellently with anything you're wearing or doing. Because the display is totally round and measures 44mm in diameter, it seems huge on tiny wrists, but it allows you to view the display at all times with no effort. The watch we received came with a black silicone band that, to be honest, seems a bit cheap and simple. It performs, nevertheless, the job adequately. You could purchase a stainless steel strap or a leather version for the same price, both of which we think the typical user would prefer. Whichever option you choose, you'll be able to effortlessly replace out straps without having to worry about proprietary connections. On the side of the Fossil Gen 5, there are 3 buttons. The bigger center button is a spinning crown that allows you to swiftly cycle through preferences or the applications menu. There are also 2 more buttons on each side of it that may be used as shortcuts. One opens the Fossil app by default, while the other enables Fossil's category option, which allows you to change the design and appearance of your watch at the press of a button. We recommend switching them to more practical solutions like Google Pay or Google Fit right now. The optical heart rate sensor on the rear of the Fossil Gen 5 stands out somewhat more than typical smartwatches. It's hardly perceptible when not in use, and it also serves as the ideal resting spot for the magnetic charging puck. Display. 1.28-inch AMOLED display and fully circular watch face, vivacious and bright. The Fossil Gen 5's display is its most appealing feature. With a resolution of 416 pixels and a pixel density of 328p, it's larger than most at 1.28 inches. It's splendidly crisp to look at, however we did found that intense outdoor light made it more difficult to view due to glare. It's not just larger than other smartwatches at 44mm, but it's also thicker at 12mm. This makes a visible difference on a tiny wrist, and consequently the Fossil Gen 5 isn't suitable for more sensitive fashion needs. It also feels rather weighty, weighing just under 100 grams, owing to its chunkiness. Nonetheless, everything seems to be in decent condition. Wear OS's continuous ease of switching between watch faces enhances those appearances even further. To move between various settings, just press and hold the watch face, as you would with other Wear OS devices. The selections for the Fossil Gen 5 are very diverse, and you can easily find a combination of stat-heavy displays and ones that appear a little more modern and attractive. You may always download more if you don't like any of the alternatives. Specifications and user interface: the Snapdragon Wear 3100 processor RAM, 1GB extremely responsive. The Snapdragon Wear 3100 processor is used in the Fossil Gen 5, which is a unique option among Wear OS watches, but a good one since it provides additional functionality you won't find anywhere else. More energy modes are included, as well as increased processing capacity, aided by a substantial 1GB of RAM. The Snapdragon 3100 chipset isn't significantly quicker than other CPUs at its core, but it understands how to make the most of its capabilities. This is obvious in everyday usage. Swiping through the available settings in Wear OS is quick. There's no hint of the lag or delay that previous smartwatches are known for. While this is a very conventional Wear OS experience, it is a compressed version of what you've already seen. You can instantly reach Google Assistant, Google Fit, notifications, and the basic settings page by swiping in any of the 4 directions on the home screen. Because of the improved chipset, it's intuitive and responsive. The Fossil Gen 5 also has built-in GPS, a built-in speaker, and an optical heart rate sensor, as well as NFC for Google Pay that takes just a few seconds to set up. Because there is no ECG function for diagnosing cardiac abnormalities, the optical heart rate sensor isn't quite up to par with the Apple Watch 4 and Galaxy Watch Active 2, but Fossil claims its watch can still detect indicators of undetected diabetes, sleep apnea, hypertension, and atrial fibrillation. If you use NFC, GPS, or the heart rate monitor on your smartwatch on a regular basis, expect battery life to suffer. The Fossil Gen 5 is also 3 ATM water resistant, including the swim-proof speaker. When you use Google Assistant, that speaker allows your watch to speak back to you, as well as allowing you to make phone calls from your watch. Isn't it fantastic? It's really a little crackly at times, and the sound quality isn't great. For now, iPhone users can't use the speaker for calls either, but Fossil promises an app that will add the feature later this fall. Compatibility: iPhone and Android supported. Android is the best option. The Fossil Gen 5 works better with Android phones than iPhones, as is typical with any Wear OS watch. It's a situation that will almost certainly endure forever, but recent developments such as Fossil's launch of an app that enables iOS users to utilize the Fossil Gen 5 to make calls are a positive step forward. Otherwise, iOS users will need to keep the Wear OS software open in the background to get alerts, and they won't be able to use it to send or receive iMessages or SMS. However, the Google Fit app for iOS has recently improved, and although we still suggest using a third-party app, Google Fit is a good place to start for casual fitness aficionados. Google Pay is available to everyone, and it supports both Apple and Google Calendar, so iOS users won't be left out too much. GPS built-in for fitness. Water resistance of 3 ATM monitor your heart rate. The Fossil Gen 5 is equipped with everything a growing gym or outdoor lover might want. Its heart rate sensor measures your heart rate on a regular basis and may be manually activated through Google Fit. There are minor differences when compared to the Apple Watch 4, but we didn't find them to be significant. It's more of a stern warning that nothing beats a chest strap monitor. The built-in GPS, on the other hand, is adequate and never missed a beat in our testing. You won't have to worry about sweating with the silicone strap, however we recommend keeping a spare strap on hand for more formal events. Google Fit is the most popular app for monitoring fitness, and it works well on both Android and iOS. It tracks your performance using move minutes and heart points, which is excellent if you don't want to get mired down in technical details. If you want to follow the finer metrics, using a third-party program is always a good idea. Life of the battery. A little more than a day's worth of use battery life is somewhat better than usual. There are several battery saving settings available. The Fossil Gen 5 has a normal battery, but because to its multiple power-saving modes, it gets a lot more life out of it. While the average Wear OS watch lasts around a day under normal conditions, the Fossil Gen 5 lasts just over a full day. How? You'll need to explore Fossil's bespoke battery modes. There are a total of 4. There's Daily Mode, which keeps all of the features turned on and, predictably, consumes the battery the most. Then there's Extended Battery Mode, which allows you to schedule Bluetooth for certain times of the day. A few additional features are also disabled as a result of this. Then there's the Time-Only Mode, which turns the watch into a watch only. It may not be practical, but it may provide your wristwatch a week's worth of battery life, if you don't mind your smartwatch being stupid. Custom Mode, on the other hand, allows you to alter things to your heart's delight. It takes some effort to get things exactly perfect, but you can change almost everything about your watch, from whether NFC is enabled to how frequently the display is brightened or if it listens for Google Assistant. It's not ideal that you have to make such severe changes, but it's one method to address the battery problem that has afflicted so many Wear OS watches in the past. Verdict. The Fossil Gen 5 is a sturdy and robust smartwatch. It's reasonably priced for what it provides, looks good enough, and is sufficiently adaptable, enabling you to effortlessly switch watch straps for different circumstances. The battery problem that plagues Wear OS watches is never going to be totally solved, but the Fossil Gen 5's savvy use of power-saving settings and improved Snapdragon processor means that poor battery life doesn't get in the way of how you use it. There's a lot to enjoy here, with lots of features to keep fashionistas as well as fitness aficionados pleased. The Fossil Gen 5 is a decent all-arounder, but don't expect to use the speaker very frequently. It's more of a nice extra than anything really helpful. What is the purpose of this? The Fossil Gen 5 is designed to appeal to a wide range of people. It has enough fitness functions so you can monitor your heart rate and travel route while still paying for a snack on your way home from the gym. With a smartwatch band, the Fossil Gen 5 will blend seamlessly into your professional and personal lives, appearing sharp wherever you go. Should you purchase it? For the most part, the Fossil Gen 5 is an excellent choice. For iOS users, we still think the Apple Watch 4 or Apple Watch 5 is the best option, but for everyone else, the Fossil Gen 5 is a great option. It's reasonably priced, looks nice, and does almost all of the functions you'd expect.